Hi, and welcome to my chaotic desk at Michelle Creations. We are going to work on what I'm hoping will be an absolutely adorable little jar. So I have the, they call this a pudding jar, and it's got the screw-on lid, the scalloped edge screw-on lid, and you can kind of see, I've already got resin in this one. I wanted to see if it would work. This has a scalloped edge, and the lid actually screws on to this base, which I think is cool as heck. And what I'm hoping to accomplish and do today is mess up this jar for the 50th time. I thought this would be so easy, and it has totally turned out to be a true Kathy project, and it is not as easy as I had originally expected it to be. So, but we're still gonna give it a shot. I still think this will be really cool if I can make it work. This is gonna be really cool. So what I've done is I have this gorgeous Easter grass that I got at Dollar Tree, and it's like a pink and purples and blues, and it's almost like a holographic grass, or I don't even know. Super cool. That's what it is. And what I have done is I have gone and I'm taking the ends, and I don't want them matched up exactly because I don't want a harsh line in my jar, but I'm just taking it and I'm stuffing, and I've tried this different ways. I've tried using the end of my tool, my silicone tool, this little gadget here. You can see it's kind of turned the end of it pink, and I've been shoving it down in there, and I've just figured out it's just brute force is just going to be the way to go with this. So I'm just shoving this stuff down, and then it comes right back out. It's such a pain in the tukish, but I think it's going to be stunning. It's going to be super, super pretty, but I'm going to have so much Easter grass all over my floors because I've got these little stray strands just falling off my desk left and right because it's staticky, and it's sticking to my arm and staying everywhere. It's just a mess, but it's fun. Right? This is fine. So, anyway, we're just stuffing this down in here. And I really want the ribbon-like flow of this going around in circles on the inside of this jar. So I'm bound determined to make this work. And I've already done, I don't know, this is probably my 20th round of these things in here. So I have a lot of this in here already, but I want it full. I don't really want to see through it. I would like it to be solid color because I think it'll just be pretty. And I did the lid because I wanted to make sure this was going to work. My biggest fear is I'm going to have so many bubbles because I think the way to do this is to just get my resin super thin, which means I'm heating my resin up. I'm using my heat gun, and I'm just warming up the resin. That makes it thin. And then I'm pouring it in there with the hopes that it's just going to go all over the place in there and get between all these strands and up next to the side of the mold and down the inside of the mold. That's my goal. That's what I hope it does. Whether or not it does it, I guess we'll find out. And the ends of these keep popping out like that. They drive me crazy. But we are going to get it, by golly gee whiz. I really think it's going to be super pretty. So I'm going to put you on a fast forward, and you can kind of see where we're at already with it. It's really pretty. I think it looks pretty, at least from the outside. I think it's going to be really gorgeous. It's just going to take me a hot minute to do it. So I'm going to put you on a fast forward. I'm probably going to pause the video and bring you back when I'm closer to being done, just because this portion already, just this much of it, has taken me over an hour to do it. So it definitely is going to take me some time. But when we come back, I'm going to have me some resin poured or mixed up, and we're going to have it thinned out, and we're going to pour it. My biggest concern is that this is like a pink purpley color, and I'm worried that it's going to color my resin. It's going to bleed into my resin, but we're going to find out. So the other thing I found that I have to be super careful with is it has strands. So this must have been like a sheet of metallic paper or something, and they just ran it through a shredder, because at the ends, or I have some of these that look like they were on the end and they've got writing down here, like right there on the end, that would have been on the end of a sheet. And you want to make sure, or at least I wanted to make sure, I didn't want all that in my project. So just watch for those and pull them out as you find them if you don't want that in your resin. So I'm going to go ahead and carry on. I'm going to stuff this thing plumb full. I have not figured out how I'm going to do the top, or in this case, the bottom. I think I might take this and just chop it all up and get really fine little pieces, because curling this going down into the jar has been a challenge. So let alone trying to keep it curled and in the jar from the top, I think that'll be nearly impossible. But I'm going to think about that for the next hour while I continue to stuff this down inside the jar. I'll be right back. So I have all of this stuff down in there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm only going to pour, maybe a ½ inch or so in there for now. My biggest fear is having all of this float. And I definitely do not want that. So, scoop this out. And then my second biggest fear is that I'm gonna have a ton of bubbles forming in between all of the pieces, or along the edge where it didn't quite get down into the mold, to the edge of the mold, to the perimeter of the mold, or whatever. There's a lot of things that could go wrong here. Hopefully not, because I really think it's going to be super pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a gentle squeeze all the way around the edge, hopefully to get any air bubbles out that might be stuck down in there. And it's only about 1/3 of the way full. And I'm going to let that cure most of the way, if not all the way. Probably most of the way, because if you pour it wet on wet, it doesn't have to be like liquidy wet, but not completely cured, then you don't get a line in your resin. You don't see the different layers of resin, is what I'm trying to say. All right, and I think I have squished that around about as much as I possibly can. Now I think what I have decided, and when I get to the very last pour of this one where I'm ready to pour it on the top, I am going to go ahead and just chop this up super fine, and I'm going to do that on the lid of this as well. I really think that's the only way I'm going to be able to get color on the top of this and on the bottom of this one without it. Yeah, I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it, because just running it around in circles is just not going to work. And I'm just watching bubbles that are coming to the surface of this one and popping them when they get up here. All right, I'm gonna turn my heat mat on to help this cure a little quicker. And then I will be back and we will pour probably 3 more layers. I want to get it done tonight so that I can keep putting wet on wet. But at this point, I think all I'm down to is just pouring the resin. So I will be back, and I'll put you on a fast forward so that you don't have to watch all that. It's the same process over and over again, so not going to be anything magical. And then when we get to the very last step, if I've still decided that I'm just going to chop this up super fine and put on the top and the bottom of this one, I will show you how we're going to do that. All right, we'll be back. All right, round 2, same as the first. All right, I think this is our last layer before we do our official bottom, I think. Probably. Come on, I just want that to sit on top so it'll drain. Okay, and while that drains down inside of there, It kind of fills all the last of the last crevices, or falls down in there. That's fine too. Here we go. I have taken a bunch of these and put them together. And now for the top, well, it'll be the top of this and the bottom of that. I'm going to go ahead and just cut these up into little strips into this little cup. And then my next batch of resin is going to be full of these. And that is a pain in the butt to cut. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to do these off camera because this is going to take me a minute. And then when this last layer has had about 30 minutes to set up, it doesn't set up completely. It's definitely wet between layers. But I'm going to give this last one another 30 minutes, and then we are going to pour this last layer over top of it and demold it probably first thing in the morning, because I'm probably not going to be able to wait for this. I'm going to be too excited to see how it come out. All right, we'll see you back as soon as this is ready to go in the mold. Okay, let's try and get this out of here. There we go. Okay, good heavens. That was a challenge. Oh, it stained my mold. Oh well. All right, one more. This one should be much easier. Much easier. Oh, shoot. All right. So I do have some air pockets that got into it. Doggone it. How worried about that. I can fill those with UV resin though. It'll be all right. Doggone it though. But the pattern is super cool. The look is really neat. I love the look. I did end up with some coming through the bottom, so I'm going to have to UV resin the bottom, or well, what will be the top. And then we do have some pockets on here too, and that's probably going to affect the way this closes because this is a screw-on cap. Doggone it. A couple little air pockets. Those aren't too big a deal. And then the bottom on this one is going to have a coat of UV resin on it too. Well, I wouldn't call it a fail, but I would not call it a complete success. So I will go ahead and I'm going to UV resin the top of this to make it smooth. And I will go ahead and fill in these big gaps so that that's also smooth, and fill in the little pockets. But overall, and it did bleed, so it ended up kind of an orangish, pinky, kind of a muddy mess actually. Doggone, it didn't happen the way I was hoping it would. And then it bled enough that the color came off of our, off of this. So, well, doggone. It's still pretty cool. It's just not what I was hoping for. So, that's all right. I'll bring you along for the successes, and I don't know that I'd call this 100% fail. Yeah, maybe I wouldn't. Oh, well. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you learned something. Easter grass, this metallic, not a good thing to put into resin. I bet it'd be super pretty, and if you could get it to cure all the way through, it would be really pretty in UV resin because it wouldn't have all that time to bleed into the resin. So, oh well. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm sorry it didn't turn out the way I was sure hoping it would. But we did learn something, good, bad, or ugly. We know that this is not a good option. So, and then I'll save you from having to make the same mistake. All right, guys, take care. I hope you enjoyed it. And we will catch you next time. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.